Now we are opening the session for question and answer. John will only answer questions related to the analysis because, like he said, he's an independent analyst and he has no knowledge about the trial process at all. So if you have any specific question about the analysis or process, John will be glad to answer that. For rest of the questions, if it's related to anything else, I'll try to answer it, okay? Sure. Okay.
My name is Salim. I work for Voice of America, Bangla Service. You said about one witness, Nannu. You examined his video and audio tapes. You haven't visited Bangladesh, right?
I didn't understand what it is.
He's saying that you didn't visit Bangladesh. Is that true?
No,
Yes.
I did not, no.
You just examined his audio and video footages.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Who else did you hear or watch except Nannu of the witnesses?
Nobody,
Nobody.
nobody, strictly these.
So what, you have any impression about the whole International Crime Tribunal?
No, he doesn't.
process?
He doesn't.
No. Okay. So under the examination you had, your impression is the trial process is biased? That's what you want to say?
Repeat that question again, please.
I mean, the video and audio footages you watched, what is your understanding about the whole tribunal process, International Crime Tribunal process? Do you think it's biased?
Yes.
Any other questions?
Yes, I have one. Yes, I am John Abidin. I am a journalist from New York. Just have a simple question. Did you hear any voice from other guys with whom you are talking in the video?
Besides Nanu, have you listened to any other voices on the videos
The other side?
on the other side?
Yes. Or, wait a minute, on the other side.
Like, who else was talking with Nanu?
With him, with him.
Okay, there was several different,
Any woman, voice of any woman?
not that I can recall,
But
a woman, is that what you said?
yeah.
Okay, not that I recall in any of the audio recordings that I had, or that was submitted to me.
Any other questions? Okay,
All right, please, 1 minute.
sure.
What, according, you are an expert, what, according to you, after this conversation and video and audio analysis, what's your observation? What should be the fate of this trial?
Oh,
You can understand me?
Just barely.
I want to know if this is genuine, what your analysis is genuine, 99%, 0.98%
Uh-huh.
genuine, then what should be the fate of this trial? He
So-
told that they wanted to give him bribe, offered money. Now he says that, no, it's not fact, it's not my voice. But you proved that both voices are of him.
Yes.
Then what should be the you analysis? What is the conclusion? regarding
Consequence
this
of the-
conversation? What's your personal idea and opinion?
In my opinion, I believe that due to to my findings, if I was the one overseeing this investigation or the tribunal, I would definitely launch a investigation, an in-depth investigation, to find out exactly what is going on.
Just a question for Dr. Rahman. Was Jamaat Islami was ever worked together with Awami League in 1996 or anything? Is it the first time that Awami League government brought allegations, or is it why I see that previously Awami League government worked with Jamaat Islami? So you think that they have been consistent with their hatred against Jamaat, or what is the?
Thank you very much for your question. Like our lead counselor, Barrister Abdul Razak, said in the court, if Jamaat Islami were in coalition with Awami League government, Mr. Nizami would be a minister and he would be safe. He wouldn't have to end up in prison. So, as I said, in last 42 years, like that's the first question I hear. Like 1971 was 42 years ago, if my math is correct. And why no charges or nothing? Like there were a few talks here and there in some split while in 1991, in 1988, but there was nothing serious. On the other hand, this Awami League that is in power right now, they were in power from 72 to 75. They were in power from 96 to 2001. And their coalition partner, Jatiyo Party, was in power between 1981 to 90. So if you add it up, it's 3 plus 9 plus 5 plus another 5, right? So that's more than 50% of the last 42 years. These people were in power and they didn't think of bringing any charges, even complaints against my father or any other Jamaat leader. Not only that, they were actually working hand in hand against that time the leading BNP government on the streets. And there are pictures of my father sitting and having press conference with Sheikh Hasina. So at that time, my father was not a war criminal. But now, because Jamaat Islami became a factor in the electoral war, they became, as I said, victim. They became war criminals because government wants to get rid of them. So it is actually a politically motivated tribunal. That's what we are saying from the very get-go. And the allegations that we are bringing right now are very serious. We are having a witness, a defense witness, who is saying that Prime Minister of the country herself offered bribe to testify against another political leader. And our analysis shows that it's the truth with the voice trace and everything. So even if it's not true, it definitely demands a lot of investigation. Otherwise, where is the fairness?
Dr. Nakibul Rahman,
Yes, sir.
your testimony was basically on your father's background. What about the other leaders who are in jail right now, other Jamaat leaders?
Let's put it this way, like when this whole saga of witch hunting against war criminals, war crimes tribunal was setting up, I'm pretty sure you are aware of list of 26 leaders, alleged war criminals that were barred from leaving country. That list was prepared by the Home Ministry. Before all these things started, they created a list of 26 people who supposedly were involved in war crimes in 1971. And one of those 26 individuals was called Rafiqul Islam Khan, who is now 45 years old. I'm pretty sure you can do the math, right? So how can a 3-year-old person become alleged war criminal and was barred by the Home Ministry to leave the country? And out of all these people who are charged now, the same thing applies. What happened in the last 42 years? Like during the period of 1972 to 75, there were 100,000 lawsuits that were filed against people who were allegedly involved in crimes. Now, how many of that 100,000 lawsuit can you find against the people who are now charged? The chief prosecutor at that time, his name is Advocate Khandokar Mahbub Hussain. He was the chief prosecutor during that time. He said publicly that I was the chief prosecutor at that time. The charges that this government brought against the people right now, none of their name was then against the people who were charged. And moreover, there were 195 Pakistani army officials who were identified as war criminals, and the Awami government just let them go, point blank. So this is nothing but a political witch hunt, just to destroy political opponents and just to destabilize the country. If you look at the country right now, it's divided. And this government is willing to, or this government is trying to stay in power by force. They abolished the caretaker form of government. They're just killing people indiscriminately on the street. Even if you look at the biggest political party right now, if any poll would show above 50% approval rating for Bangladesh Nationalist Party, their office was ransacked in the dead of the night, and their key leaders were arrested. And when media went to videotape that, the media personnel were also beaten up. So that's the place we are living in. And like John said, if it were in any rational, if you bring what John found about Nannu in any rational place, if nothing else, it would be investigated, because these charges are serious. You are involving Secret Service, you are involving Prime Minister, and you are offering $2 million bribe. So these are serious allegations. And this tribunal, the international, newly set international standard by this government, does not allow to even recall the witness for further.
What is your opinion about the verdict already declared against some of the leaders?
I'm not a legal expert, so I'm not. My opinion doesn't count. But let me give you opinion of experts around the world. Human Rights Watch, on the verdict of Professor Ghulam Azam, they pinpointed few areas. One of the areas, the judges written on the written document that's available in public, you can Google it and find it. They said prosecution didn't bring enough evidence, but judges went by themselves and did research and found Professor Ghulam Azam guilty. Who gave them right to do their own research? Then why do you have prosecution? So this is actually a mockery of a trial. And if you read the Skype transcript, all the judgments are written, even any witness were brought in the court. You have seen the verdict of Salahuddin Qadir Chowdhury was leaked a few days before. And the verdict was exactly same. And it was not leaked from tribunal, it was leaked from Ministry of Law. So what does Ministry of Law has to do with ICT? So these verdicts are all written long time before. And if this is not stopped, then the country will be basically going into further anarchy and division and in a situation of no hope.
My name is Jawad Islam. Actually, I am in Bangladesh American and IT professional. The question to Dr. Nakibur Rahman. We know that Jamaat Islami is the pioneer for the caretaker government, right? And Jamaat Islami, BNP, and Awami Party all together, for 9 years against the military ruler, General Shah. So there will be an election sometime next year. So how hopeful, since you came from Jamaat Islamic family, so how hopeful you are for the caretaker election, or kind of umbrella election, or whatever you call it?
Right now, the situation is like that. If you look into any independent opinion poll, every day the popularity of Bangladesh Awami League, the ruling party, is declining every day. So if there is even merely close to a fair election, this government will face a landslide defeat. And the amount of corruption and the nepotism, the massacre that they committed, they would have to face the music for that, even for ICT tribunals. Like if it's true what Nannu said, these are treason. So under no circumstances, I don't think Awami League is ready for a free and fair election. So they're trying to keep the major opposition party, BNP and Jamaat Islami, out of the election fold. So everybody is pushing for a free and fair election, and under this situation, free and fair election is impossible. Because if you're talking about a fair ground, fair level playing field, you're pretty much ransacking the BNP, which is the most popular party in the country, their office. So where is the level playing field there? However, unless there is a free and fair election that can be held, if there is some symptom of that, I don't think anybody, including even Jatiya Party, who was talking about going into the election, they're also not comfortable in an election where major political parties are not present. So I think in the future of Bangladesh, unless there is some sort of close to caretaker government that is conducting election, there will be no hope for a credible election. There can be an election, but it will be a one-party election, and it will leave Bangladesh to further chaos.
And also I have another question to John. I know that you said that the International Verification Service is renowned and they use the updated or sophisticated applications, right? So is this report online? We can get it from online, or means your verification?
Are you talking about the
Findings?
the video?
Verification.
The verification.
Your findings.
No, that's been released to I believe Mr. Cadman,
Oh, okay.
and I'm assuming is going to be
This will
submitted
this will
for-
be published, right?
yes,
Okay.
yes,
May I some question?
yes, sir.
It's just my observation and your own idea and opinion. This video of Mr. Nanu says that he was offered bribe for money. And the defense side applied to recall him for cross-examination. And the application was rejected by the tribunal. Under this situation, it's my belief that the tribunal acted according to the dictation of the government. Under this situation, do you think that the trial or the verdict that was given by the court or tribunal was judicious one or it is genuine one? The verdict was genuine one or not?
Do I think the
It's basically
You can follow me,
denying to
I
recall
tell you again.
Mr. Nanu.
Nanu was offered bribe,
correct?
huge amount of money. And he mentioned that Prime Minister herself and a secret agency of Bangladesh and the State Minister for Law offered him money and threatened him if he doesn't witness according to their suggestion, he will be punished or like that. It means for that reason Mr. Nanu told that it is not my voice. But you told that it is 99.98% genuine voice, same person talked in both audio and video.
Correct.
And this defense party applied to call him back in the tribunal so that they can cross-examine him. But the application was rejected. That's because in that case something might have come out. It means this tribunal acted according to the prescription of the government. Under this situation, do you think that the trial or the verdict what was given by this tribunal against Nizami should be judicious one or true one? The trial verdict is genuine or not?
I don't. Is he asking if the trial is and the testimony is genuine?
No,
or-
he's asking that the denial to recall Mr. Nanu on the court. Do you think it's fair, or
No. I think he needs to be brought back in.
Thank you.
any other questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
To Nakibur Rahman. So, Awami League went to election under Jatiya Party in 1986, right? And then again they sent their Budrul Haidar to Jamaat leader for a presidential nomination in 1992, I think. And then once they failed, they established those Gana Adalat something to create anarchy, those things. And then finally, by the Jamaat support, they went to power in 1996. Like indirectly, Jamaat Islami helped Awami League to came to power after like 20 years later. And 2008, again Jamaat Islami helped Awami League to came power because Khalda Jia did not want to go to election. But Jamaat Islami wanted a democratic process. They rather liked a democratic government instead of an undemocratic government. So indirectly, Jamaat Islami helped Awami League to come to power twice. So my questions to you, as Awami League is a hypocritical political party in the context of Bangladesh, they continuously do hypocrisy with all political parties. Why Jamaat Islami is not playing a hypocritical role against Awami League by going to like election in the upcoming elections, and once they free all of their leaders, then they again kick the Awami League out. In that way, Jamaat Islami can save their leader. What is your opinion?
My opinion is simply that you cannot be hypocritical. You have to be honest. And if you are honest, you might lose today, but you're going to win the war eventually, inshallah. So if you guys don't have any more questions, I definitely want to thank you again for coming. Let's all hope and pray that we have a better Bangladesh in future.
Question. Jafar Majumdar, I'm ex-person. The question is, the video John verified and validated. Do you have any plan to approach against the video that on the video against the government?
The thing is, there is no avenue to, like, the courts are all controlled, so we tried, but now it's up to the international community to put pressure on Bangladesh, because
I don't know if you verify and validate, you have the output of them.
oh, we have the
Approach
output.
them, and later if they ask you, you verified and validated, but you didn't approach.
No, we did
So
approach.
you can show that.
We actually submitted the verification report that John created on the International Crimes Tribunal when the defense team actually approached to recall Nannu. So those reports were submitted, and these reports are very conclusive. Like, if you are familiar with statistical analysis, it doesn't get any better than 99.99%. That's almost certainty. So it's with certainty that we have proved that this is Nannu. And we also did the stress test. We have also submitted the stress test that John submitted. And what I gathered, these results are also admissible in the court in the United States. So, like, we have submitted all those. But because these tribunal are simply obliging what government tells them to do and not to do, they're not going to listen. So that's why we are doing this press conference today, because if we were sitting in Bangladesh, John wouldn't be allowed to get in Bangladesh, like our lawyer Toby Cadman was not allowed. We wouldn't be able to hold this press conference. We would be arrested even before. So in Bangladesh, it's absolute madness. It's absolute lawlessness. So that is the purpose of the press conference today, to bring this in front of the whole world, that this is what is going on in the tribunal. The witnesses are bribed, they're threatened, and even the head of the state is involved in the whole process. So that needs to be public, and that's basically what we are doing today. And it's up to the international community now. And as I said in my statement, the days of silent diplomacy is over. Now everybody, international community, needs to push, publicly say against this government, against the tribunal, about the atrocities that's going on in Bangladesh. Otherwise, we don't have any hope.
Another question adding with this video. You are going only focus one video, because I saw on YouTube and Facebook there is other video about those allegation, like Mutira Saidi Shah, Dalawasan Saidi, and even about your father. I saw another old man, he's from Pabna. He submit another video. So you guys working all of them together, just only none?
Yeah, all of like
Maulana Abdul Subhan.
yeah. Basically, there are like all like you if you read the transcript of all the witness that were brought, not only for my father but for everybody in the tribunal. These are all like I don't want to use this term, but these are all low life people. If you look into for Maulana Saidi's case, they're all like either beggars, thieves, and like convict criminals. So these are easy catch for government because government can just offer them that, okay, I'll keep you out of jail if you testify. So this is the credibility and the level of the witness. So these are all sham. And for my father's case, at least as I said, 5 witnesses admitted in front of camera that they were forced to do it. So we have submitted all of it, but it didn't work for any of these previous trials, and we don't see any reason why it would work now because the judgment is written. It doesn't depend on whether the witness said what outside. But for Nannu's case, it is unique because you have some serious things that Nannu said. It's involving army. It's involving the prime minister of the country. And our stress test shows that he was telling the truth with a very high degree of probability. So these are serious allegations, and at least it needs to be revisited, reinvestigated. But we don't live in a rational country in Bangladesh. Anything that is rational is not going to happen in Bangladesh. So that's why we are, again, I'm stressing it out, that's why we are doing this press conference and calling the international community to speak up against this mockery of justice.
So this is my personal opinion. Actually, this is the tribunal where is in Bangladesh right now. They are completely blind. They are not going to see whatever even. Now we have to together all the international community and briefly to tell them this tribunal is the blind. They are not seeing anything. What is the true or what is the wrong?
Agreed. Yes.
Given the situation, you are not only about Bangladesh, you are, care about the political situation, you are personally involved as well. What is your, game plan, or do you kind of think everything up in there? Do you have, what's your next step to the process, or is there anything, constructive that, can be done? You cannot do it, one person cannot do it, but,
Yeah.
you are day and night obviously thinking about this. Your family there, detained. But what would be your game plan, in short term?
Thank you very much for your question. It's a very what you have in Bangladesh is a very unique situation, and to be honest with you, the perfect game plan would be to pray to Almighty. Otherwise, I don't see any other solution. The way it is heading, if the people in the government had little bit of sense, because every day people are dying, but just this government is so hungry for power that they don't think otherwise. So we have been engaging with civic engagement. We are making people aware of it, but at the end of the day, nothing is working. Everybody, there was a time when people were not aware of what was going on. But after Rana Plaza, when journalists were allowed in to get information about Rana Plaza specifically, they got a lot of political input as well. So now everybody knows about it. But unfortunately, being a poor country has its own curse. Nobody cares about Bangladesh. Bangladesh is not an oil-rich country, so nobody actually cares too much about Bangladesh, and it has its own problem as well. So, unfortunately, we are not getting enough attention, and we are not geopolitically as important as some of us might think we are. So, at the end of the day, honestly, I don't see anything happening. Otherwise, there is a divine intervention, to be honest. But I'm a very optimistic person. I never lose hope. And I believe government will definitely have its conscience and realize what it has done is not right. And soon enough, they'll do something about it. That's just my hope and my optimism. But other than that, to be realist, you don't see any hope. But I'm optimistic something will happen, inshallah.
Yeah, I think kind of history,
So,
history shows that people can dictate for a while and they can do a lot of things, like stuff. But like nowadays, like things are like uprising in Middle East. I mean, people don't tolerate it as they used to do. So, I mean, like, it's not like the end of the world, I suppose.
oh yeah, it is not end of the world. We are very optimistic. Okay, thank you very much for coming. So you have a very good rest of the day. Thank you very much.
Thank you.